Like, the side room was, like, kinda dark, you know? So, like, the costume is, like, purple, right? The blood totally blended right in. Really? And I, like, persuaded my sister it wasn't, like, right to do something like that. And then, like, I took my sister to the channeling chamber. You did? I don't remember anyone ever seeing you.
Yes, now I see. And you have given us a clear reason for why you didn't notice the blood.
You think? Like, thanks, Gramps.
Are you satisfied, Mr. Wright? Alright, I guess not. Very well. You may question the witness.
Alright. Cross-examination time. Hold it! Really? Because I thought it was pretty bright inside that room. Objection! Don't put your subjective opinions onto this court. Like, that's right. Excuse me, but how is my statement any more subjective than Miss Minnie's? You are such a hopeless cause. Witness, you may feel free to ignore this trite little man. Oh man, Phoenix, you just got called trite. It's not like that's ever gonna happen again, right? Like, okay. Ugh, can't breathe. Let me out of here. Calm down, Phoenix. It's gonna be okay. You're fine. Hold it! You didn't see the blood? Like, yeah. But she must have had the gun with her at the time as well. That's, Are you going to tell me next that you didn't notice the gun either? I, like, totally didn't. All I was looking at was, like, her face. Continue. Her face, huh? Hold it! And what was your sister, Mimi Minnie, like at the time? Well, she was, like, totally flipped out because she just shot Dr. Gray. But I think, like, she knew. Like, she says she did something really bad. And, like, she said she wanted to go with me to, like, apologize to Miss Morgan. Did Mimi's spirit really say all that to you? Like, yeah. Like, whoa. Like, hold it. Was your sister calm by that time? Like, I guess so. I guess maybe, like, taking a revenge on Dr. Gray, like, made her feel a lot better. Yeah, I find shooting someone makes me feel very good. A lot better. No. I like to feel a lot better too, Mr. Phoenix Wright. The sooner the better. Whoa! Well then! She says with her whip at the ready. Calm down! Let's not go there now. And, like, Miss Morgan was the only one in the channeling chamber, you know? May I ask you one more thing, Miss Minnie? Like, sure. Was there anything you found strange, unusual, or just out of place? Something out of place? Huh? Like, what do you mean? When you... We're going to the... Ah, yes. When you were going to the crime scene. Talking about when you were going to the channeling chamber, of course. Like, no, nothing strange. She answered rather quickly. Now what? Press harder. Think harder. I know you can remember something. I, like, totally can't. That's not good enough. You have to explain yourself clearly to this court.
Do you think, Mr. Wright, that whether or not there was something odd on the way to the channeling chamber was all that important?
It's very important. I ask because it is very important. Not that I know where I'm going with this.
Very well. Miss Minnie, if you will, please include a statement about this in your testimony.
Like, I don't get why, but okay. Remember, Pearls was fixing the urn in the winding way. So that's impossible. Actually, I didn't see anyone. I think we're just supposed to... Objection! You should have seen Pearl. You say that you didn't see anyone on the way to the channeling chamber. Oh, I didn't press that statement. Oh well. However, that is impossible. Like, what do you mean? I'd like to introduce someone to you. This is Miss Morgan Fay's daughter, Pearl Fay. Interesting, you have a semi-intelligent look on your face. So, what about this child? Just so happens that at the time of the murder, Pearl was playing in the center garden. The garden? Yup. Which means anyone walking through the area would have to have seen her. So, Miss Minnie, what do you have to say to that? Arr! Objection! As the court can see, she's a bit of an airhead. Also, she was leading her sister at that time. Do you honestly think she would have noticed a simple child playing? Preposterous. Objection! It's not that preposterous, and I can prove it. What sort of foolish... There is no way someone walking along the winding way could have not noticed Pearl. Because there is a ginormous broken or... What was I gonna say? I was gonna say like ornament. It's not that big. There was a broken urn. Take that! This urn is my proof. An old cracked clay pot? What is that going to prove? Do you know why it's cracked? It's because Pearl broke it. That's why.
She broke the urn? Yow!
Why do I feel like you're about to ruin my beautiful day? This urn was broken around this time the channeling started. Ah! And Pearl was the one who put it back together. While sitting right in the middle of the winding way. What? What? Miss Minnie. Pearl was there, in the winding way at that time. She was hard at work, putting the pieces of the urn back together, you see. If you couldn't see that while you were walking, I'd have to declare you legally blind. Grr. I think I have sufficiently proven one thing, Miss Minnie. You are a masterful liar. Hard.
Mr. Wright, you need to watch what you say.
The one who needs to watch what she's saying is the witness. So, Miss Minnie, tell us the truth. About what?
Everything.
About what? About what? About where you really were at the time of the murder, of course. Objection! The witness just testified about that. That's right. I was, like, sleeping in the side room. Can I really believe her? Was she really sleeping in the side room? There is no way! Your lies end there. And here, even. What do you... The witness says that during the actual murder, she was asleep in the side room. And I say that's not possible, because there's clearly a contradiction here.
A contradiction? Where is this contradiction?
Help me, Mia! Well, it was in her testimony. I think. Earlier in her testimony, Miss Minnie, you made the following statement. And, like, Miss Morgan was the only one in the channeling chamber, you know? It's true that at the time, both myself and Miss Hart were not there. We had gone to call the police. So, like, what does that, like, have to do with anything? It's very simple, Miss Swiss Cheese Hat. Miss Minnie, how did you know that fact? How? I can see that Miss Fay was the only person in the channeling chamber. However, someone who was asleep in the side room could not have known that. True. Very true. Which means, Miss Minnie, you did in fact go to the channeling chamber. However, you didn't go there by way of the winding way. Wah! People are Skyping me.
Ah. But look at the manor guide map. If one were to go between the side room and the channeling chamber, one would have to use the winding way.
Yes, that is right, Your Honor. Which is why I ask this very important question. Where was the witness at the time of the murder? Miss Minnie, please answer the question. Objection! Don't ask a question off a baseless assumption, if you please.
What?
Well, I suppose since you put it out on the table, Mr. Phoenix Wright, you might as well answer the question for us. Where was the witness at the time of the murder? Now's your chance, Phoenix.
Yeah.
The only person who could have killed Dr. Gray was ISmileyzI. So now's the time to prove it.
Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your answer. Where was the witness when the murder took place?
Well, she was obviously in the channeling chamber. Take that! Miss Minnie was here, of course.
What? But that's... the channeling chamber?
Isn't that the crime scene? That's right. Miss Minnie was at the scene of the crime. Hell yeah.
Order, order, order! That's why that is... Whoa!
Mr. Phoenix Wright, have you lost your mind? Yesterday's testimony established that only the victim and the defendant were in the chamber when the channeling started.
Yes, that is correct. Please, explain yourself, Mr. Wright.
Simple. Miss ISmileyzI was hiding at the scene of the crime. I was hiding? Where? Like, where was I hiding? Obviously, you were behind the folding screen. Take that! Here, of course.
Behind the folding screen? Ah!
Don't make me say this again. Recall yesterday's testimony. There ain't no way anyone was hanging out behind that fold screen. See, you stupid jerk. Quit being so quick depending on me, slimeball.
Now, Miss Minnie, one so young as you shouldn't be saying...
Shut it, Gramps. As we know exactly how old I am.
I'm sorry.
Looks like the pipe's about to burst. Guess I should help it along. The witness was hiding behind the folding screen with the help of this. The, clothing box. Take that! Miss Minnie, how you were able to hide at the scene of the crime is very simple. You were hiding inside this box. Ah! That tiny little box? No person can fit in that. That's not true. Sorry, but your theory has already been disproved. Lotta disproved you when she was hiding from me in it. Objection! But that clothing box was in the side room, right? Which means it has nothing to do with the murder at all. But that's right. I was sleeping there, so I should know. That clothing box was there in the side room the whole time.
Mr. Wright, do you think you can prove where the clothing box was at the time of the crime?
Yes, I can, with some evidence. And now I present the piece of evidence that will prove this clothing box was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. It has a bullet hole in it. Take that! Take a look at this clothing box. You're so stupid, as if there's any sort of evidence in that old thing.
This... what on earth?
Oomph! I don't have time for you to sit there surprised. Hurry up and say it already.
There's a hole! About 8 inches off the ground.
A hole about 8 inches off the ground. Where have we heard that before? The folding screen. It had a hole in the same height. That's right. I hope this has opened your eyes to what happened. At the time of the shooting, the clothing box was sitting behind the folding screen, which is why the bullet from the pistol hit both the box and the folding screen. It went through the screen, then into the box. Miss Minnie, you were hiding behind the folding screen, waiting for your chance. Yes, for your chance to kill Dr. Gray. Ah! Well then, things are certainly heating up.
Order, so something.
Objection! Objection! Then, Mr. Phoenix Wright, what about this picture? Are you saying that the person in this photo is Miss ISmileyzI? That is exactly what I'm saying. Miss ISmileyzI, you were hiding inside this clothing box all along. And you wore a medium's costume to masquerade as Maya Fey. Masquerade, I love that word.
To masquerade To masquerade as Maya Fey?
She had it planned from the very beginning. She would kill Dr. Gray and pin the blame on my client. No! Stop! I can't stand to listen anymore to this foolishness. that's the case, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then I have a proposition. This whole idea that the witness moved the clothing box to the crime scene, pretended to be the defendant, killed a victim, and then fled the scene of the crime. It's not possible for one person to do that all by herself. That is correct. It's not possible. It really is impossible. For one person to do all the preparations, that is. Ow! May I remind you, the foolish receive no mercy. Wait, Miss Von Karma, you said it was not possible for one person, correct? What? You can't be serious.
Miss Minnie, you had an accomplice. Morgan Fay. Take that!
This person? If it wasn't someone from the Korean village, you couldn't have gotten the costume. And if it wasn't someone from the Fay household, you wouldn't have that box to use. Morgan Fay!
Isn't it the wonderful lady witness we had earlier?
Oh, she's not so wonderful, Your Honor. What do you have to say to this, Miss Minnie? You shot Dr. Gray with your own two hands. Do you deny it? What's going on? Does she deny it? Well, I think this is what really happened. Oh look, a box. The murderer had planted herself at the scene of the crime long beforehand. Dressed in a medium's costume, and wearing a wig, she pretended to be the defendant. And then, the channeling started. The murderer crept silently towards the other two, both of whom had their eyes closed. First, she drugged Maya Fey with a strong sleeping agent. Then, she stabbed Dr. Gray with a knife. Next, she hid my client inside the clothing box. She did that so she could take Maya's place and frame her for the crime. But that's when something unexpected happened.
Unexpected?
Yes. I'm not quite dead yet, sir. Dr. Gray was not actually yet dead. With the last of his strength, he fired a shot at his attacker. And that is why the hole in the folding screen was so low to the ground. The murderer then took the gun from Dr. Gray and...
bang! Finished him off. After that, you and the other lady thought to break into the room?
Yes, a gunshot is certainly something you wouldn't expect to hear. Which is why, upon hearing the shots, we forced our way into the channeling chamber. Pictures. Miss Minnie, she immediately covered her own costume with blood. And pretended to be Maya Fey. But that sort of deception would have been easy to see through. Which is precisely why Miss Morgan Fay chased us out. Please leave this area to me. Go quickly and inform the police. Hurry, before there are more victims here.
Ah, good point. What is one supposed to say?
This is the real truth behind this murder. Well then, that settles that. Maybe? Huh.
Who is that? Laughing at a time like this? Ack.
Oh, you simple-minded fools. I'm sorry, are you still by chance evolving? What is it this time?
Miss Von Karma. Surely.
Of course it was me. Do you really think someone of Von Karma blood would lose due to something this petty?
What in the world?
I'd hardly call this petty. Mr. Phoenix Wright, your argument is flawed in one very crucial area. And that is... if this witness is the real murderer, why would she go through all this trouble? Huh? Working together with a medium, pretending to be one, putting on this whole act. What reason would she have to do such foolish things? Okay, so she wants a motive. Well, that's, we don't have one quite yet. Yeah, that's right. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Oh, one other thing. Why would Miss Minnie want to kill Dr. Gray? Where is her motive? Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to say too. Now that we could prove. Yeah, motive. I don't have a motive. Motive? I can't say she has no motive here. I have to think of a motive now. What is her reason for wanting Dr. Gray dead? The reason you wanted Dr. Gray dead is this. Take that! Huh. Just as I thought. Oh. Did I press out the wrong thing? My sister's death? Yes. Oh. Was that the right thing? Did I skip through that? Because through that accident, you suffered a lot of hurt and pain yourself. Sorry, I had to skip through a bunch of dialogue there because I thought I got it wrong or something. Don't be stupid. No one has proof that Dr. Gray drugged my sister, right? And you wanted to say I wanted to take revenge based on nothing?
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
See now, stupid Gramps. I'm, going to explain, so, please listen, okay? It's been over half a year since I was discharged from the hospital. If I, wanted revenge, then, I wouldn't have waited this long. And besides, the guy that thought of the spirit thing was, Dr. Gray. It was, a total coincidence he asked me about it, you know? Sorry about skipping all that dialogue. It was nothing really important, but... yeah, I thought I had gotten it wrong, because she said something like, "Foolish, Mr. Wright," or something like that. She's back to her hairhead self. However, you see... Youch! Pathetic, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You fail to support your own theory. The end.
I think we have our answer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What Miss Minnie has stated is very true. The revenge plan is overly complicated, and she has no motive in the first place. Furthermore, there is no reason for Miss Morgan Fay to cooperate with this plan. You don't even have any truly decisive pieces of evidence to demonstrate your points.
Tisk tisk. So many faults, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You should really learn your place.
Yerk!
What happened? I thought I had her for sure. Hehe. See, that's what I, told you. Huh? I'm going to serve you a slice of humble pie. Oh yeah, she did say that.
Very well. I will now conclude the cross-examination of Miss Minnie.
Hold it. Hey, there it is. Your Honor, please, allow the defense 1 more minute.
All right.
You can't lose here. Have faith in yourself, Phoenix. Mia. Yes, it does sound like a ridiculously messed up plan for a murder. But, you know, regardless, that girl trained for this crime. Really? Listen, Phoenix. Everything happens for a reason. There's a reason for why she had to kill Dr. Gray. And is also the reason she had no choice but to kill him in this fashion. Oh, really? Why would that be?
Time is up, Mr. Wright. Your final answer, please.
What is this? Who wants to be a millionaire?
If you want to say that you can prove Miss Minnie had a motive, then...
Who wants to be a millionaire?
Who wants to be an innocent man? Why did she kill the victim in this way? Can you provide the reason?
Can I really do this? Sure we can, because we have to. I'm not totally confident here, but I know that I must press on no matter what. That's right, Phoenix. Only you can do this now. Sorry if my S's are rather whistly sometimes. I will show and substantiate the fact that Miss Minnie had a motive. Ugh. Haha, too bad. You're too late. My cross-examination is already ended, after all. Eek! Interesting. I'll let you have your chance, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? You're supposed to be on my side. Aye! Von Karma only cares about the perfect win. As long as you have the will to fight, I will knock you down, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Hey, that rhymed. And I don't care if you are my witness. So help me, I will blow you out of my way. No way!
Very well. Court will take a 5-minute recess. We'll continue the cross-examination after we reconvene.
Hey, wait a sec here. Alright. So this is the end of the first part of the trial? I don't remember there being too much more after this. It's interesting why they chose to stop it here, but that's what we're doing. Is it really true about my aunt? I'm afraid so, Maya. There's no way Annie could have killed Dr. Gray by herself. And under the circumstances, there's no one else other than your aunt, Morgan. That's terrible. Why? Why would my aunt... Everything is going just as I predicted, Mr. Phoenix Wright. It's Francisca Von Karma! Act, Miss Von Karma! Why are you doing this? Why are you trying to take revenge on Nick? It had nothing to do with what happened to your dad. Don't you have something better to be worrying about? Say, your own situation? Looking down on me, even though we're the same age. Are you done yet? You've caused me enough pain and suffering. Not yet. My goal is to defeat you, and let the whole world know of your defeat. But even if you do that, I won't bring your father back. Whatever. In the meantime, let's bring this match to its conclusion, and then we'll know who the real winner is. It's a nice pose there, I like that one. Alright, well, back in court after that short recess.
Court will now reconvene. Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you prove Miss Annie had a motive?
Yes, I believe I can. Annie and Dr. Gray have only one point of connection, and that is the car accident 1 year ago. The motive I'm looking for must be there. Miss Minnie, please testify to this court about your car accident last year. Huh? I thought, you wanted to, ask about my, motive. I, don't see the point in, bringing up the past.
Miss Minnie, if you please.
Okay. I totally don't think it'll do any good, but... Oh, it'll do good. Don't you worry. That was, last year in May. Something really bad had happened at, my sister's clinic around then. More people Skyping me. God dang it, I'm recording. And, the night of the accident, my sis was totally tired while she was driving. I was, totally pooped, too, so I, fell asleep in the passenger's seat. I, woke up because of a jolt, and, it was a sea of flames around me. I, opened the door and, got away.
I think I've heard of this incident.
It was all the talk on the tabloid shows day after day last year.
Yes, and there was talk about Dr. Gray drugging your sister? Gorg!
Those are merely rumors. Totally baseless gossip.
Yes. Mr. Wright, you may question the witness.
Right now, it's impossible to prove that Dr. Gray did in fact drug Miss Minnie's sister. Yeah, which means I'll have to prove this from another angle. What angle would that be? Well, it's time to find out.